Hey guys, what's up? It's Schlaw. Coming back to ya with another episode of Car Rides with Schlaw. And today I am a bit late, but it's not really because I feel like I had been so early the past couple times that now this feels late, but I don't really think it's that late. I mean, we'll end up yeah, it actually might be. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I had been cutting things so early for so long, and then this was really my usual. What I'm at now is like what was my regular time, but now it seems like it's late, and it probably is a little bit, but this used to be like the normal time. I just kept like cutting it and inching it earlier and earlier, so it probably doesn't really matter. It really doesn't matter. Very interesting things to talk about. I was originally going to go to the Apple Store next week, but instead I went this week to get the new AirPods. I'm not really sure what the original reason for next week was really just because of the way my credit card works. It would have been pushed into the next statement if I had waited until next week. And so I kind of like to do that or try to time that. But I guess I ultimately decided that it probably just makes more sense to have the better earbuds for an additional week of my life. Like, I don't really think I should be fretting about the statement thing, although, like, I probably should have just optimized it. I tend to be an advocate for that, and it's just you have to strike a balance, I guess. I probably would have just waited, except again, in my head, it's all like cool because now I have immediate access to the new product, like only a day after it released, because I don't know, I think that's kind of cool. Because it came out the 19th and I got them the 20th, so I think that is pretty cool, right? Instead of I would have ended up getting them the 27th, even though it would have been more optimal for my credit card statement stuff. Yeah. So it is what it is. It's a little bit frustrating that I didn't wait, but the main reason I decided to change it is because with this decision about the 17 Pro Max, I wanted to see the colors and feel the colors in person. And that obviously is really important for this decision. And so that's why I decided to just go this week, because I figured that gives me a whole additional week of improved insight. Wow. I just saw police flashers go on. So somebody must have done something. Because remember I said the police car was like hanging around that one morning, but I noticed it, so I did like a complete stop. I wonder what it was though. It looked like it could have just been somebody speeding. Looked like it could have just been somebody speeding. Because I'm trying to... Like, it looks like he's long gone now. Because now I wonder if I can run the stop sign. No, I'm not going to run it, because he's, like, right here. Oh, actually, it's this way, yeah. It's very confusing, though. Yeah, I wonder what he got him for. Because I assumed it was right in that spot. Pretty standard car. It must have just been speeding. It didn't look like anybody ran the stop sign, but it that messed up my shifting too, because I was distracted. I should have just shifted it into auto, but I forgot. Anyways. Yeah, they must have just been like speeding or something, because I don't know why else. I mean, it's hard to tell because I was kind of far away when it happened, but anyways. I wanted to feel the phones earlier because it would just help with my decision making. Like, I didn't like in my mind that I could have had felt them an entire week sooner and then just not. Like, to me, that seemed a little bit ridiculous and crazy because I have the opportunity to do something like that and then I'm just not. I don't know, to me it just seems a little bit silly. I could experiment with going 45 in this area, especially because I was a little bit later. It doesn't seem like anybody's around. I also don't really ever see police on this road that we're on now, so. But I've been wanting to experiment with 45 on this road for a while. The speed limit here though is 35, so it's kind of pushing it. But again, like I said, there isn't typically, like, I never see police here because it's honestly not a very traveled road. I think that's one of the reasons why I like to take it, because it's just very I don't think that many people take it usually, hence why I can like do what I'm doing. So I don't think the police ever bother to be here. Anyways, I wanted to feel the phones because I obviously need to have a grasp of them. No pun intended. I need to have a grasp because I'm making this decision, and the earlier that I know, the better, because that gives me an additional week. So that was really the final, like the morning of, I thought of this because I was like, yeah, I need to, I definitely need to do this because I need that extra time for the, yeah, just to know, just so I know, and I could, oh man, messed up. I switched out a sixth by accident, because you really have to ride it low you really have to ride it low, and especially on this road. I usually ride it on a comfortable 45, but I'm really trying to keep it, 44 or 43. Yeah, so sad, but yeah, I'm just doing it because I don't really like it. I don't really like doing this. It's just the problem is, and I guess I'm gonna have to GPT that. Like, see, this is an example where the extra phone would be super nice to have, because I could just GPT it right now in the episode, and that's kind of what the idea is. Now, technically, I could just stop recording the videos that I don't even use anyway, and that would, then I could just use my actual phone to do that. Or I could technically use a different phone, but I want to use the 16 Pro Max because it has the better mics. Because I think the front-facing camera is like pretty much the same. It just might be a little bit improved because of the CPU and GPU might be better at graphics processing, but it's not really the camera, it's the microphones in the event I had to do a backup. Technically, the 16 Pro Max should be a better audio. So, yeah, I mean, I could do those different things as like a workaround, I guess, but I just don't really think I need to. So, well, I don't really think I should. Like, I still think it's good to get into the habit of recording the face. Even though I don't really do that. Now, why would it be... It's actually really annoying. My car is like emitting heat. I don't really want that, but whatever. Sorry, getting a little bit all over the place. Let me finish my original thought. No, well, let me finish the let me finish the not original thought. Then we will get to the original thought. See, I keep pushing it down this hill. I should be going like under 30. And now I've been like pushing 30, and it makes it so I have to use my brake, and it's silly, and it's mainly because of people behind me, because again, nobody thinks like, oh yeah, if you're going around a turn, you should just gradually slow down instead of just not slowing down at all and then using your brake at the turn. Apparently this is a novel idea for people. It's you know, I don't know what else to make of it really, guys. Anyways, so having the second phone would be good for that, and I'd be able to GPT things during the show, and I think, I don't know, besides just being fun, it would be like a conducive thing. But still, admittedly, it's unnecessary, and I could make it work without. You know what I mean? I just could. It's just a ton of money for, you know, just to have the newer thing. It's not, I really shouldn't be rationalizing it to the degree that I am, because it's just not true to what it is, I guess. Like, there's not really a reason. There are certain benefits, but these benefits are not, they're just not, like, I don't know, they shouldn't be rationalizations, I guess, because I tend to do that when I make a decision. I tend to have all these rationalizations, like, I'm a very good salesperson, but the sales gets done on myself too, and that's obviously not good. So that is the problem. Like, I sell myself things a lot, and I don't know if everybody's like that who has that capability, but yeah, I mean, everybody always told me I should go into sales because of just the way I sell products and list out all the, you know. But see, I'm good at sales, but I'm a sucker for it too. Like, I'm not like a sleazy car salesman who's like selfish and just getting it out for himself. It's also, I'm gonna get swindled by this. Like, I'm just such a sucker for that stuff, and I guess it's good that I'm aware of it now. But there's been so many times I've just been suckered into like getting something because, and it's similar now, right? Like Apple making the sales pitch and the improvements. I really notice it. I really argue for it. But it seems like most people just go, oh, like, it's not really that big of a deal. I'll just keep my old phone. And it seems like everybody's like that. That's what I've said. It's like a lot of people make fun of me for what I do, but I honestly don't. I don't think just keeping your old phone is special. I think that's normal. I feel like there's a perception that like everybody's buying the latest iPhone. I I really don't think most people do that. Like just visually seeing, and even based on sales, I would like to look into the data, but it's probably not even half and half. It's probably like a little bit more than half and half. Meaning, like, most people probably keep their old phone like for a while. I really don't think there's that many people like me who would just want to buy the new phone every single year. I don't know. I just don't, like, I've never known anybody like that. And every single person I've talked to just doesn't care, like, pretty aggressively. Like, they pretty aggressively don't care, and they judge it and all this stuff. So I just don't understand where the fiction is. I mean, maybe it's like mostly a rich person thing, because it doesn't really, like, if you're rich, it would make no sense not to, obviously, but it's really for people like me where it's like, I can do it, but I shouldn't. I mean, I don't have that much money. You know what I mean? Like, it's not the wisest thing. I can do it though, because I'm in a situation where it's probably better off than most people my age, but still, like, I shouldn't, because I don't have my own place yet, and there's all those things. But yeah, I don't know. Anyways, sorry, rewind again, because we just continue to keep talking and talking and talking. I wanted to feel the phones, and I thought that was a really good idea, and it was. And I actually am a little bit unimpressed with the feel of the phone. And I guess I should have saw it coming, but I was very hopeful that they were going to have a very thick finish on the aluminum. I have the MacBook Pro. The MacBook Pro feels pretty good to touch, but the phone does not. And so I tried to ask GPT if the aluminum on the MacBook Pro is the same, or if it's thicker, because I really think it's thicker. And it didn't give me a good answer. It just gave me a bunch of nonsense. So in times like that, I usually try Gemini out, because Google seems to be better when it comes to actually using the web and, like, giving you a good answer. GPT just does not. I don't know. And it's very annoying that they still haven't figured that out in GPT-5. It's probably a little bit better, but why is Gemini just so much better at extrapolating things? I don't know. Maybe because they can work it directly into Google or something, but regardless, what was I getting at? Yeah, I don't know. Oh yeah, so I thought, but to me it feels a little bit thinner, the aluminum. It doesn't feel super thick. And in the hands, I know they rounded out the back a little more aggressively, which I really liked. And I noticed that visually right away, that it was a little more rounded than my 16 Pro Max. But I don't know, in the hands, because I can still remember how it felt, it still just doesn't feel as good as my phone feels. It still just doesn't. Like, I don't think that in the hands. And one of the ways to describe this is that I almost think there's like a balance to it, because you have you have like, what am I even saying? I think there's a balance to it because you have more curve is comfier. And I remember going from my iPod 4 to my 5S and how like horrendous that was. Because it was all like squared off. And then back to the 7, how much better it was. And then I'm kind of upset that they had stopped that. Because I liked it a lot personally. I liked the rounded body. It was just really comfortable to hold. And now they go with this squared off body, which I assume is just for footprint reduction purposes. I'm pretty sure that's why, because I'm assuming that rounded out. But see, yeah, it might feel better too. I actually want to look into that, I guess. If the rounding out, see, like this is, I really wish I had GPT here. If the rounding out is filled with solid metal or if it's not, because I don't know that they would have done that though. That seems almost like too bougie. And I'm trying to think. And then when it came back to the 14 Plus, it was back to those jagged corners, although it wasn't quite as bad as the 5S was. And then with the 15, they rounded them more, and yeah, I mean, now they're even more rounded on the 17 Pro Max. But what I think is the 16 Pro Max may have struck a really nice middle zone where even though it's not as comfortable, it actually feels better, at least in the short term, because of the titanium kind of digs into your skin a little bit more. So texturally, I feel the finish a little bit better on the phone. Whereas like on the 17 Pro Max, it kind of melts into your hand a little bit better. And so the texture, like you don't actually feel it as much. You kind of, because it's just melting right into your hand, which is good. I don't want to sit here, because I'm always a fan of the more rounded corners. It's good. But you get what I'm saying? And it's funny how I'm saying this. I think that the proportions on the 16 Pro Max were pretty much perfect for that sweet spot between comfort, because it's comfortable enough. I'd never notice it being too jagged like I did with the 5S big time, and then I guess the 14 Plus felt too jagged, but not really. Like, I don't think I ever really sat down and was thinking oh, the 14 Plus was too uncomfortable. That still was okay. Yeah, I can't really remember thinking the 14 Plus was that uncomfortable, but the 16 Pro Max, the rounding of the edges, that was a wise decision. I think looks wise, the sharper cut of the 14 kind of looks better as an aesthetic thing, but I just can't deny that in the hand, the smaller curvature of the, I think 15 and newer, I really think was the sweet spot, because it digs into your hand slightly, so you have a very, you get a very strong, whoa. This guy just really cut in front of me pretty hard, for no reason. I don't know. anyways, it's that sweet spot because texturally, you get it digging in your hand, but it's not uncomfortable because it's rounded. So it's a little bit jagged, but it hits your hand right, you know? Whereas the 17 Pro Max, it is better designed. The increased curvature is good. Like, I don't want to sit here and say that Apple shouldn't have done it. I'm definitely in agreement that it was a wise design choice, and it shows like improvement. It's all that. It's what they should be doing. But there is something for me as somebody who's a very like sensitive, tactical person, and I'm kind of coming full circle about this because I think if you would have asked me my opinion on this in the past, I would have just said, oh yeah, go back to the old way, round it out all the way, keep rounding, keep rounding, which seems like the track they're on. But that's absolutely what I would have said. I would have said, nah, keep rounding it, go back to the round, full round. It's just so much more comfortable. It's so much better. And now I'm noticing I'm having second thoughts about it, and it's not due to logic. It's just due to simple kind of stuff. Sorry, that really didn't make a lot of sense. I'm just trailing off because I'm autopiloting. Because, I actually do want to feel the finish of the phone, and it's really not possible to do that without those edges. Because if you don't have the edges, you can't really feel the phone too well. And so I think that could be an additional reason why the phone doesn't feel as great. Even though it feels more comfortable, it's better designed. But in this one, I have titanium digging into my hand more, and it's more like perfectly curved. Whereas on this new one, it's more perfectly curved, but then I can't really feel the aluminum texturally as much. Not that I would even want to, because it's cheap aluminum, but yeah. I think also this is kind of a random side tangent, sorry, but you're just going to have to deal with it. Stainless steel is more dense. What would be the correct? Denser or more dense? Stainless steel is more dense than titanium even. So it's kind of ironic, but it makes me a little bit upset because maybe I really would have liked the 14 Pro Max, but I wasn't thinking about any of that because I just really wanted the red iPhone, and that still is like such a gorgeous phone. I love the 14 Plus that I have. It's really such a nice finish, so I don't really regret it. But what I will say is that not only did the 14 Pro Max have the jagged corners, but it was also polished stainless steel. So I really think I would have liked that phone, and it's kind of upsetting that I don't have that because I could have bought that back then, but back then I wasn't putting two and two together about this. I mean, I knew that I cared about fit, finishes, and feels, but I just don't think I really thought about it much or looked into it much. I don't know. It just wasn't really on my radar because nobody really talks about it. I thought the aluminum felt good, but wow, I am super sure that I probably would have just got the 14 Pro Max. And it's a shame I didn't. It's really a shame that I didn't. I should have just done that all those years ago, because if I really wanted that red 14 Plus, I could have gotten it and I was stuck with a phone that I just shouldn't have had. Like, I actually think if I had the 14 Pro Max, I wouldn't have even... I may have not even got the 16 Pro Max because of how good of a phone that was for me, because I didn't realize, and a lot of these things I was just kind of ignorant to, but the refresh rate is the responsiveness on the phone. And I was just really stupid about that. I don't know. I know it sounds like a no-brainer. Yeah, what are you talking? Of course the refresh rate is how fast the phone is. But I didn't think that. And so if I would have known that, there's no way I would have gotten that 14 Plus. I would have gotten the 14 Pro Max in purple. And it would have saved me a lot in the long term, because I don't think I would have gotten the 16 Pro Max. But either way, I guess it ends up being a 6 to 1/2 dozen of the other, because then I would have never gotten the titanium phone, and I'm happy to have the last of the titanium. So maybe in a super alternate timeline, I got the 14 Pro Max and somehow still got the 16 Pro Max. That would probably be the ideal setup. I don't know. You know what I mean? It's just like... But it's frustrating. Now, I could get these pre-owned for pretty cheap now, because they're obviously old. But first of all, I don't know why I'm saying pretty cheap. I mean, they're they're sort of cheap, but they're not like dirt cheap. And so there's that. Like, I could get them for fairly cheap. And then I'm also curious about the XS Max, because that one also used the polished stainless steel, and it had the rounded corners and the polished stainless steel, and it's cheaper. I mean, I could also get the 11, but just from a hardware perspective, the XS has less of a camera bump, which is nicer for feeling it. So yeah, I mean, I could get the 11 Pro Max or the XS Max. Either's fine, honestly. Either phone would be fine. But yeah, just to have the texture feel of the stainless steel. But, it obviously doesn't matter anymore, because the latest stainless steel, the 14 Pro Max, is still not perfectly adequate when it comes to its CPU performance. So, I don't know what these people are doing. Sorry, just somebody flashing the high beams and honking at me. When we're coming off of it's just, seriously, I don't know what goes through people's heads. But, yeah, I mean, it's because the 14 Pro Max, the CPU is not quite good enough. I mean, it probably is, and that's the whole thing where I'm a little bit upset, because I probably wouldn't have been as interested in getting it. And we're just driving a Ford Fusion. I mean, really. And we're honking at me and tailgating me on the highway. It's like, why do we need to do that? It's, seriously. Yeah, at this point it doesn't, because the 14 Pro Max, it's realistically probably fast enough. So I'm kind of being a little bit nitpicky, but it's really the 15 Pro Max was the first CPU to really cross the threshold of being fast enough, and that's why the 16 Pro Max is sort of the safeguard of that, and the 17 Pro Max is probably the true icing on the cake, because now you're getting additional speed, but better thermals, and then also better efficiency. And I think there was something, the RAM. I was gonna say there was more icing on the cake, but oh, and look at this! Look at this! Ford Fusion guy stopped at the same light. Stopped at the same light, honking at me, but stopped at the same light. Look at that. Burning through fuel, burning through your brakes. Same point. We got stopped at the same light. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. You can't make this stuff up. And I'm not complaining. I just think it's funny. Like, I mean, well, no, he should get punished. Like, he should probably get in the future, you'd get like a $50 fine for stupid driving. Oh, I cannot wait for those days. I seriously want cameras everywhere. And it's just like, oh my goodness, I cannot wait. I cannot wait for that day. That's all I think about now is hoping and praying that mass surveillance comes in my lifetime, because it's going to be a beautiful thing. And I don't even care anymore. I'm done with friends. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm done with other people. People want to judge me for what I do. That's fine. I don't need them. I'm on my independent streak now. You're not going to hear me talking about being lonely anymore. Not going to hear me talking about being lonely anymore. No, I mean, you probably still will, but I do think that's something I'm reconciling with is, you know, there just isn't people who I actually like enough for it to matter. Yeah, I have a feeling we're going to get gypped. But it is a little bit close, so we may not get gypped. But I can't remember because of my space has been. Because I have to park in the alternate, so that's the problem. Forgot about that, which that probably is what makes it so that I don't end up getting my precious space or the time, because it ends up, it takes longer to do the special space, which is really the whole problem. All right, looks good to me. Probably not perfect, but yeah. So we ended up getting gypped, but let's see, because I don't think it would be by much. Oh no, it wasn't really that close. I mean, like 15 seconds. Not really that close. Oh, this is what I'm forgetting, my lights, yeah. All right. Well, we kind of made it right at the time I would probably consider to be like normal. So that's what I was saying. Like, I had just been doing so good that I wasn't really thinking about it, I guess. Like, and then today I was like, quote unquote, late, but like I really wasn't. You know what I mean? That was kind of the whole point. I wanted to go back to calculating my clock in, clock out better to do the rounding system. So we will see. We will see. Well, it's another day. Like I said, I'm feeling okay. It might be find a. What am I doing? What am I saying? Do I have a decision yet? No, not really. I still want the phone, but I just don't think I'm gonna be able to resist it. I don't think I'm gonna be able to resist it, guys. Seriously. But we made it. So it's just another day. The new AirPods should be fun to fool with. And let's just do all the usual things I do. Put my window thingies up. And we will be on our way pretty soon, guys. Thank you for joining me. But it has been Schlaw, and now it's time to buy Schlaw. So, see you, Schlaw.